for a Tylenol one time. Rodney gave me a Percocet. I was sitting there watching that.
Rodney one time went to go take his blood pressure medicine, accidentally took an extra one.
Oh yeah, no, we were at the bay. Yeah, we were at the bay. We were all there on Friday night. Rodney couldn't even stand up. Hey,
I don't want to be on one with Rodney. Let's mix it up.
I don't care.
Rodney,
Check mic 1 2. Check mic 1 2. B&B in this thing.
Okay.
and then Ryan and Dad are going to be.
It's working.
You know what?
Yeah, I can hear it. I can see the voices moving.
Let me see what fits right. Let me check it out. What's this? Yeah, that's good.
That's the sorriest ass beatbox.
Don't be a hater all your life, Carter.
I ain't never been a hater until just now. Until I heard that, and I hate that shit.
Great work. You do it more.
Hey!
I hate your face.
You remember what we did on that one?
All right, so who's on this one, Nate?
Fire this shit up. We're going to get this thing going.
You and Rodney are over there.
All right.
Me and Cody are here. And Dad and Ryan are over there.
Oh, we got
if you want to
Godwin
put it
over
up here so it reaches your mouth, that's easy. The rest of us aren't 7 foot tall.
That mic got some girth on it, don't it? It's a little stubby, but it got some.
Used to that stuff, bud.
That's pretty good a while ago.
Well, it's thick.
Does it go higher? I'll put it up.
Like a smoker been using.
I like the way you grabbed that, though.
It's like a smoker been
You done
using.
that
Kind of gold. One of them. One kind of gold.
No, I know. I was there.
Get on the mic.
Let's crank this shit up.
Hey,
Say a truck, she's like, says salsa.
look at that salsa truck, man. It's a salsa truck. Yeah, salsa truck. I couldn't even read it. It was a
Baby, give me another beer for this before I finish this and need a beer.
He's going to need another beer.
Yeah,
Give him some dog soup.
Yeah, give me a
You got a dog in there? You know,
Hand me one of them yellow dogs.
so we made an introduction
Remember that black lab
video of how to introduce the dog.
yeah, I watched it. Yeah,
What'd you think of it?
I liked it, man. I thought y'all did a really good job. Like because.
Watching me get the shit shocked out.
Oh yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that because that's what people don't do.
Let me tell you, I was sick. My calf is still sore.
Yeah.
Now, not as bad as it was the next day. The next day I woke up, I was like,
You hit them with that.
yeah. I want to do a dog food review and get all these pieces of dog food, and then I want
like a taste test.
yeah.
That one has undertones of
Remember I did that sport
aborted
on Kevin,
fetuses.
or trash breaker on Kevin. I was like, I'm gonna start it on one, then we'll work up. He said, okay, and I'll put one on each leg. So done it on one. He's like, yeah, it's 10. Didn't even say that. I knocked both legs out from under him flat face. Like, oh yeah, like I'm talking about. I had him on his legs, up and down both.
Singing about the video.
Oh my
Well, no,
god!
that was Nate. This is my little stepbrother.
Oh, okay.
This is years ago before we even
okay.
had that. This is old school trash breaker. That son bitch right there probably run more hogs after I hit him with them with their rollers.
We need to get this podcast started because I'm about fucked up. Huh? No, I'm about fucked up. I ain't gonna throw up. I'm gonna keep drinking. But I got
Abbeville today. We are at the Ocmulgee Wild Hog Festival.
and
Our first time down here, and this is a festival. I'm trying to do an introduction, and Carter Schultz will shut up and let me talk. Thank you very much. So, y'all just forgive me. Forgive him. So, but anyway, we brought beer time back. And so now we're on the tailgate. Thank you, sir. We're on the tailgate. Got us cold beer. So we're going to talk a little trash.
Not us.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
I'll start by saying it is a festival.
It is. There's a lot
It is
of
a
people here.
festival. There are some folks here.
Yes.
I don't know where half of them come from. I didn't know there were this many rocks in Abbeville, but all of them crawled out from up under them to come uphill.
I see some good rocks at the gas station.
All them gallberry kids is down here.
Right, I see some.
It's definitely the biggest I've seen in 4 years. I tell you that.
And we've got, let's see who we got. We got Mr. Ryan, Mr. Carter, Mr. Rodney, we got Mr. Nate, got Mr. Cody Godwin. Man, we got a whole crew out here on the tailgate today. And this is how we originally envisioned our whole podcast going like this forever. And it's took a serious turn, and it's grown really a lot here lately. And so we're going to keep it growing. So we decided to bring the fun back to it. So y'all elaborate on some stuff. Y'all get going. Y'all start talking
All right,
about
first off, Cody's wearing an APA shirt right now.
APA.
The American Plot Association.
American
All I do is Cole Walker dog. So I mean, what you want me to do about it?
Cole Walker dog. My boy, this is how he calls me. Oh.
Hey,
We sound like Nathan's camera
Hey,
dog.
we pull hair.
You got to take 1.5 steps between bars.
Hey,
Half a step.
when y'all overrun them, we sit them down. Tell me what you want me to do.
No, man.
So
no.
Cody hasn't been on us before. We've talked about him.
Joker's a legend.
In a good way, though.
No,
in a good
yeah.
way. In a good way.
I was just saying we talk about him.
Yeah, I know.
No, yeah, that's
I was
it.
trying not to get him to leave.
But shit.
Half for the Gallberry gang.
Yeah, that's it. Mr. Connor had to leave a little early. So, Cody, tell us what kind of dogs you run and what you do with them.
I run anything and everything.
In your antenna.
I've got cur dogs. Right now I'm working on a bunch of half and halves. I got half plot dog, half cur dogs. Back to the stuff I've owned for the last 10 years. That's really about it. Nothing other than that. I run them on hogs and bears. I'm trying to look for a cur dog that will treat. That's been my little project myself, whether it happens or not. You know.
Oh, we got you.
So that was my foundation there. Try to do that, but we always my crew, big plot fans. So that's why we pick the plot dog to bring back to the cur dog.
And how big of pigs do you normally catch?
About
Don't lie.
150 pounds.
He lies, all of them. He's that guy. Everybody's like, "Oh, that's that Godwin guy. That's the dude who catches them studs."
Well,
like,
Cody will sit there and say, "Oh yeah, I got these trashy dogs. Y'all don't need to come hunt with me." And he's like, post a picture on Friday night. He's like, "Caught another pimp," and it's got 3.5-inch teeth hanging out.
I just want to know how the hell he's loading these things up. Like, are you calling reinforcements? Like, what are you doing? It's called trend, baby.
Trim baloney colony.
Yeah, but baloney foot to get it done.
Hey, don't do plot dogs. Didn't you call them some sloppy plots or something? What is
Sloppy
that?
dogs.
What do they call it? Yeah.
We call them sloppy dog. They look sloppy. They bathe sloppy, but they'll fight right there to the end. You ain't gonna find a dog sit there with enough heart like most of them Dolan's dogs do. They'll sit there and fight one for 5, 10 hours. I mean, they'll sit there and fight, and they're not gonna come out. So
Damn.
you want to be there with them to the end.
Ours will do about 10 minutes, and then that's over. And they either caught it or they come back and they say, "Look, hey guys, we can't do it. Let's go to the next one." And if it's a 300-pound hog, well, we've seen them on your Instagram page, but like we don't ever see them. We will wear out a 100-pounder.
Now, I'll tell you something about them Gallberry hogs.
By the way, when I said 5, 10 hours, I'm talking about a bear. Now, I'm not talking about a hog. I'm talking about a hog 5, 10 minutes. We're going to shut that down quick.
Now,
Break my heart, why don't you?
Now, Cody, he's got really good hogs down there. But most of them hogs, what do you say? They 180 to 220?
Yeah.
Most of your general population, but every single one of them got some bananas
They
hanging out of their head.
And they're beating your shit down in that bullshit ass Gallberries.
Y'all hunted down there like I've never been down there. So I mean, what's the terrain, Ryan? What's the difference in what you normally?
It's wet,
wet and thick.
It's wet, thick.
Yeah.
Well, I knew a few women like that.
Where was we at?
We'll be back after a quick break.
We would like to interrupt this episode to take a moment to thank our sponsors and friends of Dixie Doggers Podcast. Southern Cross Cut Gear, Boars N Broads, Hardcore Hog Dogs and Cut Gear, Showtime Premium Pet Food, Animal Housing Solutions, Tuskers Magazine, American Doghorn Association, 4L Kennels, Hogbang.com, The Boar's Nest, Crockett Taxidermy, Mud Creek Hog Baying. A big shout out to all those people and companies who help make us who we are. Thank y'all.
No, it's fun. Like I like going down to Cody's. Cody's one of my favorite places to go. You ride around in the buggy, have a good time, listen to music, and just BS. And then the dogs start winning. We'll cut them off in those blocks, man. And the blocks are thick now, like super thick. I know a lot of people think they got thick shit, but nah, Cody and them, they got some pretty thick shit. It's up there with Lucas Scott and Desmond Hood's places. They got some. It's thick.
I had a boy here today. He came to me. He said, man, you still hunting Fargo? I said, yeah, I'm still out there. He says, God almighty. He's like, why in the hell would you want to keep running out there? I said, well, I don't really have nothing that better else to run. He's like, I can tell you 1,000 places better than running Fargo.
But you ain't going to catch them quality hogs in 1,000 places, you
No,
think?
probably not. But like he said, he went hunting Fargo with a boy one time. The dog got in a block. And he said he went in there and broke down. And he said it took him an hour to crawl 300 yards to get that dog. He said, you know what? I'll never come back to Fargo again.
How about when they get off in the Okie Noakes?
They're in God's hand then.
Yeah.
You sit there and build a fire and you wait for them to come back.
Hey, I tell you one story. I seen a Snapchat from Cody Godwin at 2:00 in the morning with a fire. He was sitting on a stump in about 6 foot of water and had a fire started between his legs. He said, we just waiting on these cur dogs to come out now.
Who'd you say he was? Amos.
That joker, Cody got some dogs, man. I'm telling you. And that ain't easy country down there.
You know what else? That's his ass.
That's his ass, boy. When you get a hog in a bind with Cody Godwin, you will surely know it. As soon as they hit a couple loops on that Garmin, that's his ass, boy. And here's the thing. That is his ass. Yeah. He knows his dogs. He's watched that Garmin enough. He's seen that Garmin enough. He knows his dogs.
That's what it's like to trust your dog, Rodney. Take notes. Because Rodney, yesterday, we was killing pigs, and Rodney's trying to call back. He's like, they might be running a deer. No, they killing pigs. Quit.
Rodney, you hear the pig squealing? That could be a deer.
Rodney thinks his dog suck too, so it ain't just you.
Well, I slid that big old antenna down like Cody does, and I said, that's his ass. Yep. We took off and got him.
Well, I gotta tell everybody.
Oh, that's a lie.
Y'all only see when I do good. Y'all don't see the 15 times I went and didn't catch nothing.
Yeah,
it happens. You only went 15 times. That's good.
If they ain't catching something, they catching a buzz. I know that. I know they catching a buzz. They ain't catching nothing.
We're gonna catch a buzz and ACDC. The first time I ever showed up to hunt with Cody Godwin at night, I went and picked up this girl from Kmart. I told Cody I was going to bring a girl from Kmart.
Hey, hold on. Does she work at Kmart?
No, she didn't work at Kmart. She worked in
the parking lot.
She worked at the name of an animal in Atlanta. We'll leave it at that.
A fast one.
Probably cheated.
You didn't have to say all that. But no, I told Cody, I said, I got to go pick up this girl from Kmart. I'm coming. I pulled up in Connor's driveway about 11 o'clock. They said, y'all boys, y'all want to go run dogs? I was like, well, yep, that's what we came for. We get in the buggy at about 11:30. ACDC just ripping at max volume, and I've never hunted like this.
No.
I've never hunted like this. And we're flying down dirt roads.
Usually you gotta be quiet and stuff.
And then all of a sudden, he said, up. He said, one across the road right here. And we're going 30 miles an hour, and this joker spotted a boar hog track crossing the road at 30 miles an hour. Yeah. He winded it like Josh Stanner. Josh Stanner's the best winder I've ever seen in my life.
Him and Scarface would have been best friends.
Yeah. Him and
Scarface was jealous of his nose.
But Cody Godwin's in the top two. And we stopped, slammed on brakes, dumped out the damn dogs, and sure enough, we're on a hog. I said, boy, I like it down here. Yeah. I like it down here. He cut the radio off just so we can hear them. That's his ass.
Yeah. I tell you, sometimes I think I hunt harder than my dogs hunt.
That's a testament of being a good dogman.
I didn't have to battle
you gotta push your dog.
That's the truth. I've been many a time sleep in the back of the buggy, and I woke up one time, and my Garmin was dead, and I looked in the box, and all my dogs were gone. And Cody said, "Oh, we cut them out about 2 hours ago."
So you weren't away to turn them out, so I didn't have no choice.
Oh, cuz he said you ain't gonna get them back there in the Okefenokee. I said, watch this. I climbed up on top of his $60,000 buggy.
Oh my god.
Hey, give me a beer.
I got up there. I said, watch how we do it back in North Georgia. I said, bring your ass back. And they started crawling out of the woods about 10 minutes later.
I'll tell y'all a little something about Okefenokee. It's the Okefenokee is named by the Native Americans. It's called the floating island, or floating land, whatever you want to call it. I've done had a few beers today, so pardon me. But you'll find stuff that comes out of that swamp's never seen a human before, never seen a dog. You know, we're running basically, to me, the last of the original breed of like a piney wood rooter. There's nothing there that's going to be domestic, or everything out there is feral. So everybody always asks me, man, why does them hogs get yellow teeth like that? Or, why is their nose so long, and this and that and the other? That's your average, wild hog. That's what they're supposed to look like.
Yeah.
And you get one over 225 pounds, you found something. They don't get that big. All they're eating out there is berries and natural feed. They don't eat no corn. Or they'll walk past the corn pile. Most of the time they're eating
But they're in
gallberries.
shape, though, right?
Oh, they're built like a freaking rhinoceros.
That's what I'm saying. They're in shape. They
Yeah.
can run. They got some wheels.
Hey, how about that one? I wasn't there. How about that one? That ghost hog y'all got sent in? Chief.
Oh, cuz.
Come on, cuz.
Tell him, cuz.
Cuz. Well, we had we caught a hog before that?
Yep. Well,
We had caught a hog before that.
That thing you picked up from the Kmart about got her hand bit off.
We caught that sow on the road. That's what we did.
Yeah.
She's sitting here petting it. I said, that thing will bite you. She said, no, it's so sweet. About that time, that sow's like, trying to bite her hand off. Well, we loaded the dog back in the buggy. We drive up to this feeder.
I couldn't dance too well with 3 fingers.
No, cuz. She'd be holding that thing and grab my good hand. She'd have that crab claw.
Hey, it make you look a lot bigger now.
Ooh, come on.
That's why I like girls with little hands, cuz. But we drove up to a feeder. Cody said, oh, man, they was just here. We drive up to a feeder. And, man, that hog wasn't there for 10 minutes. And them dogs didn't have a clue. None of them. My dogs, Cody dogs, Connor dogs, none of them had a clue where that hog went. They didn't have an idea. They'd go out there 150 yards, look like they were figuring it out, and they come right back. And then they go out there another 150 yards, come right back. And this hog, he busted us. And we left that place, drove, 5-10 minutes down the road, struck one on the road. But that hog right there, I don't know what it was about him. I don't know what was going on with him, but he did not leave enough scent. Those dogs he was there 10 minutes before we got there.
That's the hog I caught last weekend. I went 233.
Well, you didn't have to tell me that and make me feel bad.
Well, I've been out
Did y'all
there.
have real tall grass when he ran through? Was the grass growing up? Or what?
It was a little bit wet, but it wasn't. Yeah,
That's
it was
what I was going to
pine.
ask was, had you ran
Yeah.
it before?
Because a lot of
Oh,
times,
did you wind up
the
catching?
cats
I've
don't
ran
have time
him.
to
I
settle,
probably
man,
ran
so
that
lay
hog
down.
there
They're
3
still
or 4
sitting
times.
on that
Yeah,
rail.
yeah.
Because I know
But
one
he
time,
goes in that.
like,
He's
we
only
were
100
hunting up
yards
at
from
the
Okefenokee,
cornfields,
so every time he
and
runs in there, he
him
basically got
couldn't pick
caught
up a
off
hog
of
that
him.
had just been through
He's
there
gonna
an
take
hour
us through
before,
hell.
Yeah.
but it was just like waist high grass.
Right.
And, it was
And
just
I
'cause
mean-
that pig scent was just like encompassing everything. It
Right,
was
and
random.
and like I said, Cody's got good dogs.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Connor's got good dogs, but these dogs look like they couldn't figure anything out. And we loaded up the buggy, drove 10 minutes down the road, and caught another boar hog.
I mean, yesterday we pulled up on 5 in the field and dropped young dog Dove, Goose's sister, down on the ground, and it was just too hot, too fresh.
Did y'all? Let me ask you. Did y'all see the hog?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was standing in
Okay,
the
if
field.
you see the hog, you ain't catching it.
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and say that right now. You ain't
95%
catching
of
it.
the time, you will not
Now
catch
listen, that
She
was the
killed
whole
some shoats.
Well,
Sally
that was the
killed
whole
shoats.
purpose. The whole
Right.
purpose was she had not ran a track.
She's been on 2
So-
pigs in the wild.
So put her on a track where she's got to work.
It was
Right.
a test.
We wasn't worried about her catching it.
Yeah. Now they bait them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sally
They
got
bait
them.
them.
Now
They
get
split
them
them up. Sally went and handled the little ones. Midnight
Killed a
carried
couple.
Big Boy way on her
They got
way.
them 5% dogs, or
Yeah,
95%
they got them
of ours.
5%
No,
dogs.
we- but we did
me,
not catch-
Cody, and Ryan's 95% dogs. Yeah.
But now to set the record straight, we did not catch
The big one.
The big
The one.
Right.
Because there was one.
There was one. He
out
stood
there.
up and he's just
He was a
teeth
stud.
hanging out and a white blaze on his face on each side.
You
like-
think them
kinda
hogs?
like me.
Do you think them hogs lay down? Or you
They
think they
didn't go
run?
40 yards and they baited.
Yeah, no,
The
it's
big
not
ones.
like
The
biggest.
big
No,
ones. When
it's
you
like
bust
out of
when you
no,
bust
no.
something up like that, do you think them
They'll
hogs lay
stay
down?
right there. They're
Yeah.
not going far.
Yeah.
But now when they pressured him, he was still fresh,
I don't think they go too far.
and that's when the race was on. But by that time, all the other dogs had went over here to these other little ones running around.
Right.
And so now we don't know that it was the biggest one, but that's what we were
Right.
assuming. And you know what
An
assuming
hour
is.
later.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it was a long race. Went through. He carried her straight to a swamp and just ran in circles.
Yeah.
And the water about water's
He's not
between
big.
knee deep and waist deep. And you would hear her every now and then. Well, she's not open on track, but you'd be like, well, she sees him. And then there were several times you'd watch that Garmin, it'd tighten up, and she'd stop. And I was like, well, she'd be treated, she'd be bait. Minute two later, broke, go again. Finally, he crossed that power line. She went across and come back a couple of times. I said, he hit that other water. He's in that river. Because there's a river right there, and that's the cutoff point. It's like, if he swim that river, then,
Yeah, and I'll say this about Cody's country: everything down there on four legs gets run by a dog.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
Bear, hog, deer.
It cracks
All
me
of
up
it.
when
If it crosses the road, it's getting run by a dog at some point during the year. And them dogs, or them hogs know that.
Yeah, it
So they know
cracks
they-
me up.
they gotta
Well,
do
when
something.
Carter and Ryan come to town, he's like, man, I've never just seen so many dog boxes coming through one
That
town.
was my next question. I was going to say, how many dog boxes on average?
Oh,
do you see? Every truck?
everywhere. You pull up to a gas station at 7:00 to get a biscuit, you're gonna see
Everybody runs.
you gonna
dogs.
see 10 dog boxes
That's
in
the way
one
it
gas
was up
station.
there in North Carolina. We noticed that, but with bear season
Right.
started.
Was that on
There-
public land?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was public. Now we
Yeah.
ran some private, but those other guys were going to public.
Right.
And like you said, you get to the store and all
Everybody's
those guys,
got a cab high.
everybody like it was loaded up,
Yeah.
but all of them knew who we were with Mr. Andy.
But everything down in that
and
country.
Jacob Matheson there, everybody knew that.
Oh boy, old red,
Hey,
old red.
listen, they know him. They know him.
They know.
They know him. But anyway, we had a great time. But I was impressed at the amount of people that run dogs there.
Dog hunters.
Yes.
That's all that you gonna find. in
Get
Arkansas.
over here on this thing.
Is y'all's camaraderie good, or are y'all always bitching them over?
They always
Well,
bitching about it.
yeah,
I'll
I mean,
tell
I
you.
say, yeah, I mean,
Don't go in.
the
No,
deer
just tilt it
hunters,
straight up.
some
Now,
conflict
It's picking
with,
up.
with-
I guarantee
Yeah,
you.
but you talking about the deer doggers, or do you talking about the deer steel hunters conflicting? Like, which one you talking about?
a little both. I mean, everybody's gonna bitch and moan. I mean, hell, I bitch and moan. They gonna shut us down to run, or so they can hunt turkeys. You know what I'm saying? I want to run.
No,
my
we don't know
dogs all
nothing
year
about
long.
that in Alabama.
Yeah,
No.
I'm sorry.
We don't know nothing about them setting it down
we
like
can't
that.
hog hunt but 2 weeks out of the year, it seems like.
Yeah,
It does seem like that.
That's when it's hot.
Alabama next to Tennessee.
But we don't have the population of dog hunters either. That, as
Missouri's
far as
real
like with
bad,
hog
too.
hunters,
Is Missouri real bad?
we're
You can't
getting a
public
lot
land
now,
hunt at
but
all.
we don't have.
When
Now,
is
you
y'all's
Well,
turkey season?
we only got 2 weeks of public land in Georgia.
When's y'all's, how did y'all's turkey season run? What's the time frame?
Missouri is on an elimination track. So my
Can y'all
buddy-
hunt during turkey
That
season?
it opens
No.
up like into March into April.
Kind of like in April? It don't go to May?
I think it runs into May too.
That's the way ours is.
I hunt
think I
turkeys in
have it.
Florida, so I don't
Usually
hunt
it's
turkeys in
6 or 8.
Georgia.
Yeah, it went out.
But I hog hunt in
South
Georgia.
Florida closes earlier. Because they got the Osceola.
It went out like
You
April
can hunt 'em early,
16th.
you know what I'm saying?
Didn't it?
So it goes out early.
Or something. I don't remember. It might be May 16th. One of them lasted
Did we
long.
feel your pain on that, bro?
I
By
can't
the time
tell you
it
what it
gets
is
about
because
the
if you
right
can't
weather to
kill
go
one of the
hunting-
first 2 weeks, you shouldn't be doing it no more.
That's
That's the way I look at it. After that, we should be back running dogs.
Cody,
Leaving
you
the
killing
box.
turkeys?
Florida turkey season ends
Oh, yeah.
April 21st.
I love
Georgia
it.
ends
Me-
April 6th.
Me and my wife tagged out open the morning. We both killed 4 apiece. I mean, hey, you know what I mean? two apiece. They had 4. Killed out 4 apiece. But
So
however you want
it
to call
ain't
it.
that hard of a deal.
Hell no. If not, come home with me. I'll put you
Hey,
on some.
you get enough scratch feet on the ground, that shit easy.
I didn't say that. It's
Jimmy
almost like you and
Crack Corn, we
Carter.
don't
Hey,
care.
it's almost like you and Carter killing them
Somebody
ducks.
The problem is, I could give a we be duck hunting now. We be duck hunting. They be heard about that.
I've killed a few ducks in my
But
life.
the problem with
Oh,
turkeys,
Lord.
bro, all you gotta do, like, I got so many turkeys at the house on camera that got like their beers are dragging the ground, but that don't get me.
I'm
That
not
don't
a
kick my
turkey
rocks.
bud.
You know what I'm saying? That don't get my rocks off. So I don't give a damn about them. But
I'll go shoot him with
So
270.
this bearded Greg.
when I lived in Florida, you used to be able to shoot them with
Leave
270.
I get
Hey,
pumped up over a turkey. I ain't
in
gonna lie. I get pumped up over any kind of game.
Grinner,
Yeah,
Grinner,
you
you ain't
do.
never told no lie, boy.
Yeah,
That boy
you
Grinner
do.
will get
I
fired
get pumped
up
up
about
over
some
bow
game.
hunting. Let's run a dog, split tail,
limb lining. I know you being fired about a
Anything.
catfish too.
I like that gum. Yeah, bush hooking. Shit. Limb. What did you call it? Limb lines? What
Yeah,
y'all
limb
Yankees call
line.
it?
Limb line.
Limb line.
Y'all
Yeah.
running the
Yeah.
yo-yo?
We run
Yo-yo?
poles. We run cane poles.
City slickers.
Yo-yos?
I don't know.
What's a yo-yo?
It
Oh,
automatically
toy?
sets the hook.
Oh,
It's like
hell
imagine
no.
if you weren't a monkey fisherman and you had some new shit.
I was thinking of some name.
No, we run that gum.
It's the same thing like a bush hook, like I said, but
Yeah.
it's actually just
It's
an
got-
automatic
It's
reel.
got a spring in it.
They're
and so when
outlawed
they
in a
pull
lot
it,
of places.
All right,
pull
it
it,
goes up.
it snatches it and it'll set your hook.
Yeah,
and
because
it'll
I see
fight
a
the
lot
fish
of
for you.
crappie hanging out of the water about that far.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, we talking
I
about
look into a yo-yo.
Yeah,
We
I-
talk-
it is.
I saw you got a Dollar General.
yeah.
That's what I'm talking
We talking about baiting shit. What do y'all bait the most with at your camps?
What breed? What we hunting?
Fucking hogs,
Hog, corn,
bear.
bear, peanut butter, sweets,
Y'all be on the peanut butter tubs.
Pop Tarts,
Y'all be getting-
donuts.
Y'all be getting after it.
So where are you
chocolate-
resourcing? Like, because I'm assuming you're
Bro.
putting like a big ass amount out there.
It's
so, like,
ridiculous. Like,
so like, where are you getting all this? You just know somebody, or
You got connections,
Your
yeah, or you gotta go.
got the Pop Tart plug? I
Well, you gotta
guess.
go to Krispy
Pop-Tart.
Kreme, and when they throw all their, all the donuts out,
Okay.
go back there. You gotta dig dumpster dive.
now,
Yeah.
now, you have you ever caught a hog freshly off peanut butter that was like slippery as hell, like rolling in it, eating in it, or what?
No, but I tell you, no, not they don't roll in, they eat it. No, but they'll shit it out,
Yeah.
and they'll be just shitting in there every night. And you got one or two, it's gonna stay in the club here or there, but there's not many.
have enough patience and stability to keep that dog like that and produce them consistently.
Yeah, I try to take. I can remember when I came up hunting. I was probably about 9 years old when I started first going hog hunting, and had all these older men take me, and spent time with me, take me to the woods, run me with their dogs, and so I'm trying to do the same thing. I got a bunch of young boys like to run with me, and they want to get their dogs, rigging. All they see how my dog's rigging, they want to just throw them straight to the box and start rigging. Well, that's about, in my opinion, that's about the worst thing you can do. You need to get a dog trailing before he gets up there and starts rigging.
Say that again.
Yeah, get a dog trailing before he gets rigging, because get him on that box rigging, he don't know what he's trailing. You know what I'm saying? So I like to get him up there. After you get him trailing, if you don't got him trailing, don't get him rigging, because he's going to rig everything in the world. You're going to be trashing probably about 80% of the time.
Like we were talking about a while ago, like actually physically seeing a hog. If you physically see a hog cross the road, are you gonna turn out on him right there?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's his dump the box. That's
I'm
his
serious, man.
ass.
Like I said, some people don't.
We finna dump
Damn box dogs
everything.
levitating out the damn can.
I only own about 9 dogs, because every dog I own, I expect to hunt, and I expect to find a hog. I don't keep too many more than that. If I own them, just because where I live at, I can't own too many dogs. And honestly, I can't afford that many dogs. If I could afford as many as I want, I'd
Yes,
have
he can.
120.
Yes, he
But,
can. He could
now-
afford
So
120.
on your dogs, are they only hog dogs? Do you have any dual purpose or
No,
all of them?
I've got 2 right now that will. Well, I've got one. I got actually from Josh Standard here lately. Her name's Oakland, and I thought that's her barking in the background. But she's actually a bear and hog dog, and I've got a dog actually that I was crossing out trying to find something to breed back to my dogs, because I sat on my ass too long and didn't breed back to some of my stuff, and they got killed, and some got too old to breed. So I got with Kerry Brown, and he was actually doing the same thing I was doing, going back to some plot dogs that from some boys he knew pretty well. And anyhow, he was looking to do the same thing I was doing. So I already had some stuff in the works. He has some stuff in the works, and actually, I mean, you say what you want to, but his breeding is doing better than my breeding when it comes to the bear dog world. And so I've got that young dog there. He turned a year in April.
Where's he based out of?
About 15 minutes from me.
Yeah.
Okay, so North Georgia.
Yeah.
Carrie got some dogs.
Yep.
Carrie got
I've heard
some.
that name.
Carrie's a houndsman, and
Carrie's got some dadgum dogs.
like I say, I try to surround myself by them boys there. You know, if you don't surround yourself with houndsmen, you're not doing yourself no good.
No.
But
Now, what other dogs do you got besides hog dogs and bear dogs? Is your dogs rank enough for just catching most of the hogs, or you got to use a catch dog?
I use a catch dog. I mean, now, like I said, don't get me wrong. That 233, when I had 2 cur dogs hung on him, and he was green as he could be. He just came across the road, and they caught him 15 yards off the ditch line.
Yeah.
But they had him hung, but they was getting their ass whooped. So I sent the bulldog just for comfort, so I don't get my ass whooped. But most of the time, if it's bad and ranked, they're gonna try him for a second, and they're gonna sit back and bay. But I don't try to run nothing too rank out there because it's gonna take you a while to get to him. I mean, hell, most of the time you're not gonna catch nothing off the side of the road anyway. You're gonna run him for a while, and they're gonna be baiting. They're about typically about 450 yards, and it's going to take you 45 minutes to an hour to crawl to them.
Yeah.
There ain't no walking out there, buddy. You're going to crawl or swim most of the time.
That's the truth.
And you invited me to come down there, right?
Well,
It says it's here, buddy.
like I said,
Look here. I ain't coming hunting with you.
well, like I
That's
said,
a lot of work.
There's a lot of work, and a lot of people, if they want to go real bad, they'll come hunt with me for a couple days, and they figure out they don't want to hunt as bad as I did. Because by the time they get done, they leave.
That's the truth.
We got a
done.
place. We got
Cody-
a place up here in the mountains called Bankhead, and anybody that's always running that mouth, I'm like, well, come on, we'll go up here.
Yeah.
I don't go up there anymore. Very seldom.
And don't get me
I ain't
wrong,
been in a long time, but it's bad.
there's blocks I don't want. If I run a hog and he goes in that block,
Yeah.
you know what? I'll catch your ass another day.
That's right.
I don't feel like catching you tonight. I promise you, because my ass don't feel like going in tonight.
But when somebody comes up with that bullshit
Oh,
and talking,
we
like,
gonna let
we're
him
gonna
go.
go. We're
We
gonna
gonna
let him
see.
eat.
Hey, I don't even talk like that. And Cody Godwin broke me. Cody Godwin broke me of hog hunting one night.
Well, and I try to, if I know I got some friends coming, I try to keep it baited up pretty good. And that way it makes it a little bit easier. If you keep them close to the road, you can usually bust their ass pretty fast because I ain't going to bring no boys with no bullshit anyway.
Well-
If I bring Ryan and Carter out there, we're going to bust some ass.
We had hunted for about 3 straight days, and then we went and hunted another property.
Hey, what was that story y'all had when you fell asleep? Garmin was dead. Or
No, we already told that. We already told that. But there was another night where
Yeah, you ain't say that shit when y'all fell asleep.
I don't remember.
When you went to
hearing
sleep
it.
and you woke up.
I told it. I promise you, it's
Okay.
already on here. But there's another story
Was it
when
3 fingers?
this is Kmart. Yeah, 3 fingers.
I seen him take 2.
With that blue light
Ain't
special.
nothing in there.
Oh, mighty.
Who don't
But
see the cooler full
but-
around here?
we had hunted these
There's some beer in
dogs.
that cooler right there, boys. This is called beer time for a reason.
Where's Spud at? We're gonna make another beer run.
We had hunted these dogs about 3 straight days, and we were out there. And I mean, when I say 3 straight days, it ain't just like you're hunting 3-4 hours, and then you give them a 24-hour break. No, we had hunted 3 straight days.
Y'all's raw dogging it, so to speak.
We was raw dogging it, and man, I have Champ. Champ was the only dog I brought that time, but every single dog we had on the ground was running within 5 feet of the buggy. I said, Cody, I'm gonna tell you what, cuz he's with that big old grinner. I mean, Cody got a smile on him, boy. He looks at me with that grin. I said, Cody, it's time to go home.
And that contagious laugh he got.
He's, and
I love
said,
it. I love
said,
Cody's
"Cuz,"
laugh. I'll sit there and have a good time.
I said, cuz there ain't a dog been over 100 yards since we've been out here. I said, it is time to go home. He said, and you know what? You know what? He looked at me and said, you right.
He was right.
Well, you did better than 99% of people because they
We
ego
opened
would have
that
got in
box,
the way. Then it'd been like, no, we
Them
got
dogs are laying there and they ain't coming out. I'm like,
Hey, so
drag them out.
guess
Oh,
what?
I just hope
Guess
for
what we
something
did?
hot,
We-
because
we-
something hot came across the road. Guess what?
Yeah.
It shit's on.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. We
yeah.
was
Let's
going to
catch
get
that
right
second
then.
win.
But, yeah, no.
But until then,
We
That's
only
his
hunted for
ass.
3 more hours looking for that.
we headed to the house. We headed to
And
the
I
house.
was at a spot, man. I've caught pile of hogs at, and I actually got out that club, and one of my good buddies, Chris Schott, let me take us out there, and we got out there, and I told Chris, I said, man, I got a boy from Boars N Broads coming, name's Carter Schultz. We got to give him a good time.
Oh, not me.
We done
man.
caught 3 or 4, we got to come out here, we're gonna get after him. We rode around all night long.
And them dogs were dragging.
And didn't strike nothing.
But Ron, tell us about that hog, that big blonde hog we caught when Cody come up here to Blackshear, Georgia. Tell us a story about that one.
Late Blackshear.
Late
You
Blackshear.
talking about Doc Holiday?
Nah, yeah.
You talking about when we was raking deer all day, or what we talking about?
Yeah, well, I'm talking about when we rigged the deer and then we got on that big blonde hog.
That deer got us amongst them hogs now.
Hey, all I did, I was jumping game for you boys.
Game.
Yeah, jumping game.
Well,
that
we rigged the
blonde
big
hog.
blonde hog and we pulled around there to it.
I jumped.
Oh, the blonde about ran me over. I pulled my damn little derringer out, and I found like Barney Fife shooting at that son of a bitch because it about ran me over.
I jumped 3 deer per one hog that weekend.
Me and Cody pull up. And
hogs for us.
we get out of the buggy and Ryan's sitting there. He's down in the woods with all the dogs and they're barking like they was bayed, wasn't they? We thought they were bayed.
They were hammering.
I think they was.
They was hammering. And then all of a sudden we hear, "Ba-bow!" That derringer just loud as shit.
I let a quarter said, "Come on, son, he's got him right here. Let's
We
go."
got it right here, boy.
That's his ass. Let's
Well, the next 10 seconds, the dogs all come running by us. We're like,
Hey, I run back to the buggy. I'm telling my wife, send the dogs. Drop the dogs.
we didn't know what was going on. The dogs come running by us, and Ryan comes up there. He said, "It's a monster. It's a big blonde son of a bitch, and he's trying to run me over." And we dumped 13 head on him, and we had him in the line.
Didn't go 20. Didn't go 20. They went about 200 yards. And we
Yeah,
shut
he
his ass
went
down.
about 200 yards, and he was in a bind after that.
Hey,
we got
that's
there.
when Cody rocked that game dog in there on the leash.
Oh,
and stuck this
yeah.
on.
It was, 13 cur dogs are hanging off this hog. Cody said, "We're going to get some assurance on this." Oh, wait. What was he?
Hey, no, hey,
247?
Thank God
Before-
I did.
247 and a half. We strung him up. We
Yeah.
thought we all guessed under the weight, but he was a good one.
It was
Thank
good
God I
hog.
did take the game dog because he did drop them off.
But I mean, I'm telling you, Ryan come up there and said,
They're like, what is it? I said, it's a big blonde son of a bitch.
he said, "Motherfucker, trying to run me over."
We pulled there and me and Carter are like, "Carter, you want a beer?" He's like, "Hell yeah."
I said, we'll get him apprehended here in a second.
Oh shit. Ryan got one.
No, we were sitting there looking at each
I
other
missed-
like, what
I missed
the hell
that.
is
I
he
missed.
doing? Why is he shooting at us?
Dogs come running
Some
out.
bitch
And the
came
dogs,
alongside the barn.
10 dogs come running back by us.
Ryan's caught in there.
Well, we didn't see the hog run by us, but he come back up right beside us. And so we,
He must have split that little.
that little wood line, he was up on that ridge on top of the creek, but he split something. We never saw him. Ryan comes sprinting up there out of breath.
That's so funny.
Cody said, "Mel, cut the dogs loose!" And we dropped 6 more on him.
her and Mackenzie that are playing tiddlywinks. I'm like, "Hey!" They don't even look at me like, "Hey!" They finally like, "Turn the dogs out!" God almighty, y'all killing me.
Our little girls up there got Slim Jims and fucking
Yeah.
Smuckers, PB&J's everywhere.
and Hawaiian Punch, juice packs.
They thought they was on vacation.
I might go if we got all that.
We'll have some snacks,
Well,
guys.
you
We'll
gotta
have
go.
some snacks.
Yeah,
Me
better
and
bring your
Georgia for
insulin
that.
when we come hang out with us. God damn, we gonna put you. If you ain't got diabetes, by
I
God,
got
you
him.
had that shit
I
after
got
the
him.
weekend.
Hey,
I
and
got the
not
diabetes,
the
sugar.
not 2 hours after we caught that hog, an 80-pound boar hog ran across a power line.
After you ate a goldfish.
And we don't, yeah, I did. No, it was a shad. Get sardine, cuz it was a shad.
Hey, you know, Brindley did that the other day at the riverside. I'm Carter Schultz and there's another freaking minnow.
Hey, talk about Brindley now. I got her stirred up because they had started the hog catch out here in Abbeville. And what for those of y'all that don't know, it's a pig chase. They get a bunch of little young kids. They got age groups for them, and they cut a little hog loose. They got its mouth taped so it don't bite them youngins, but they just run it around. Well, they run the first heat or whatever, and I heard all this commotion of clapping and stuff. People was happy. I was like, well, they definitely ain't baying dogs anymore. I said, Brantley, it's time to go. She said, what's wrong? I said, well, it's time to go catch a hog. We sprinted right into the pen, and Brantley, that old grinner daughter of Cody Godwin and Melody Godwin, run in there and stuck the first hog that she run on and just hammered it. Not even.
I seen her walking around with that little
I
shiny
mean,
trophy,
not
son.
even close. Just went in there and hammered it. And I was like, that's a Godwin child right there. That's
little boys that know what
a
to do, huh?
Godwin child right there.
No, but you was talking about the 80-pound hog we saw.
Oh man, no.
You catch 247. Go try to
That
catch
some
this
bitch
shit.
ran us like 8 miles, and we never caught it.
We never saw it.
We
Hey,
never
but we didn't
saw
give a
that.
damn because after we caught that 247, it was like 10 in the morning. We got right.
Yeah, we got
we started
right.
popping them cold ones real quick.
Yeah. We was pumped up
that's
about that.
We don't give a damn. We catch it
Yeah.
the rest of the day.
So before I forget, are your bear dogs rig dogs as well? Or you cast them, or how you do bear dogs?
Anything I own is going to rig. If not, I ain't going to own it.
Tell us about some of the bear hunts because I've seen some videos that he showed me. And tell everybody that they don't climb. They bay on the ground, bro. They don't get in the trees.
Yeah.
They bay like hogs on the ground.
Yep. So
It's some sketch. It's the sketchiest shit I've ever.
can't bring
It's
my
the
dog.
sketchiest shit I've ever seen. But
the
most
last-
wild
the
is
last,
I definitely want to go.
the last 3 years,
Get you
I've
the
hunted
better.
the Dials. They 5D kennels, and we've had some of the best memories I can make out there. Talking about having a good time going out there. I mean, they sure enough, if he's gonna back up, we're gonna pack him up.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make him climb. And if he don't want
And
to climb,
that's a big deal right there.
It
Because,
is.
like you said, they don't climb as much. So
they don't out there.
you're
I
making-
mean,
you're
You had a
making them
video not too long ago
I got some good videos
that where
from
you're
out there.
chasing the actual bear yourself.
Yeah, that was
Because
actually-
I sent back, are you blankety blank nuts?
Yeah, that was me and my good buddy Seth Rollerson there. We just during training days, we went out there and jumped a hog and
So you was
I'm
getting
sorry,
in
a
shape.
bear. Yeah, we just out there during
Yeah.
just training day, just went out there and
So I
jumped a
said
bear.
you was getting in shape though. You running, exercising, trying to catch
Oh,
that bear.
there's no doubt. And so, some a lot of them boys, they like, man, you're faster than your dogs. And I'm like, y'all don't understand. These dogs been fighting this bear for 5 or 6 hours. Half of them's freaking chewed up
Oh,
and
yeah.
can't walk. You know.
Y'all think to say it's got to be a whole different factor in that. Like
Yeah.
that, I was making a joke. It was
Well,
like,
ain't no
well, I
se-
can't bring my dogs to do that. But there are bear dogs that are as rougher than what we got.
Yeah.
But they're bear dogs or
Yep.
dual purpose dogs. My dogs, they've never seen one. They might turn around and come right back. And then again, they might grab a hold of them and learn a hard lesson.
And
You don't never
there's
know.
no doubt. All my cur dogs have been on a bear, and
Yeah.
half of them are game about it until he gets a hold of them, and then they're not game no more. And the other quarter, they're still game. You know, that's what I'm talking about. You know, you trying to go back to them sloppy dogs, or you know, I've got with Carrie. And Carrie goes back to the Laurel Mountain dogs, and them dogs there, they're gonna stick in there all damn day long. They don't matter if they get chewed up or not. They're gonna be there until you decide to come in there and get them out.
So for this process you got going with your dogs and the way you're breeding them and the line that you're having at your own, what's your end goal that you see as far as like how much cur, how much hound of what, you know, and what's the end goal?
Yeah, like I said, it's an experiment breeding here that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to. A hound can't bay too good, in my opinion. Now, I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for this, and there are some hounds that can, and I've seen them. Some hounds can work a hog like a cur dog, but there's a lot of hounds that I've seen that cannot work a hog like a cur.
Yeah.
They're not gonna sit there and you know and actually work him.
They're more standing there. Just,
They're gonna stand there and they're gonna get in his face and they're gonna be there, buddy.
but
And
they're not swinging and tiring
No,
him out and all
they're
that.
gonna take the beating and they're gonna
Yeah.
take it. That hog can beat the hell out of that dog, and he's gonna get back up and just get in his face and just keep taking it. And I want a dog more or less just to work that hog. But when it comes to that bear hunting, you want something that's going to take the beating as well. You know, take that beating and stay in there all day. But when that hog or when that bear goes up that tree, most of the time, the dogs that don't tree, they're coming back to the truck.
Yeah.
Well, if that dog comes back to the truck, the bear's coming down, he's going to keep on getting it. So you got to find something in there, that sweet medium there, that's going to have enough heart to sit there and get chewed on, but actually work a hog, because they're not going to respect that hog like they do that bear. And I hate to tell anybody that, but I ain't seen a hog dog that's going to go in there and just hang a bear.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, and I mean, I
they
get
gonna
that's
live
what
on
I'm
it.
saying.
Not
I get
alive
that.
one by God.
yeah.
Like I said, I've only had one incident like that, and that Tyson dog of mine, and it split his jaw, his mandible, and all that. And he did. He tried, but like he couldn't do it. You know, but he had enough sense to say, "Hey, I can't do this."
Hey, on that video,
you know what I'm saying? He came back,
Yeah.
and he never ever quit, ever came back, never.
Yeah.
And he did that night. I knew something was different. I was like, "There's something different."
And don't take this the wrong way. And I ain't saying a walker dog can't do it, but the boys I hunt with, and everybody I live around, them walker dogs just ain't never done it.
Okay, now
As far as the tree and walker dog,
I was thinking to say that was going to get was that
they just because like I said, our bears just don't tree like they do in Tennessee and North Georgia. You're on the dirt 10, 15 hours.
well, I said like that video that I'm talking about. The trees wasn't tall enough for it to climb up.
No.
The one that I was making fun of you chasing.
You gotta have something there that's gonna get like willing to get their freaking butts chewed on and sit there and fight all day long until you're ready to go.
Yeah. And that's what I said. I really respect the hell out of that as far as from the dog hunter's perspective.
And that's not
having a dog that can do all that, man.
And trust me, I would have went with a walker dog if that's what I thought was, just gonna sit there and do. Like I said, if I go up, up Tennessee maybe I would have went with like a July or something like that. But where I live at and the environment I hunt in, I just feel like the flock dog is the best thing to breed back to do what I'm trying to do. And it might not even work out. I might end up being a fool about all of it. But
I don't see that. But I mean, like I've talked to guys who have walker dogs, and they're from like the far northeast or northwest or something. It's like a whole different style of walker dog. They're big, like a big game dog. And it's not the same as like what we got that I've seen. And I'm not saying that, those could do it, but
and don't get me wrong.
What do you think if you could ever get something like that?
I'm not saying a walker dog can't do it neither.
Yeah, no, I know that. That's what I'm saying.
Every breed can do it.
I would like to see how that would work here.
I've seen Jag Terriers that can do it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying no.
Hey, I know.
Every breed's got that dog.
Dog named Oscar is a bad dude.
Every breed's got that dog that can do it. Hell, this little dog I got right here behind me. Tink. She ain't 35 pounds with a crippled leg, and I put bears in the tree with her. But
that's a bad mamma jamma.
Yeah, that's what I told you. I got her started, done everything I could.
That is a bad mamma jamma. And to be honest, Cody, I don't even think you've seen her with 4 legs.
I've never seen her with 4 legs.
So
I got the dog.
Those of y'all that know, we talk about Rue all the time. Mm-hmm. Josh had her and Rue at the same time, and Oakley on most days could be argued for the better hog dog. Because she'd go out there and grind. She'd go out there and work one out. Rue would make one appear out of nowhere. Yeah. He'd be here, and then he'd be 300 yards and have one. But Oakley is a fine dog. And in terms of bear and hog, you can't really ask for much more than what she brings to the table.
She's been a good dog for me so far. I've trained some good puppies with her, and she got my puppies in the right direction for sure.
So you said Josh just gave her to you?
Well, so up there, like I said, she's got a bad leg right now.
How? First of all, bring it up. How was hunting in Tennessee?
Tennessee is a whole different environment for me.
I bet. Tell them what Josh was going to do. That's why you got her.
Well, so Tennessee made me go from. I'm gonna give me about two. I'm gonna say I'm around 215. I'm really probably running around 225.
Really?
When I got done with Tennessee, I was probably sitting about 200.
Yeah.
Down
you
there,
had some good lungs though when you left.
Different. Like I said, I took my good buddy Seth Rawson's spot dog with me up there. Like I said, I look at him about like a brother, and he let me take them dogs up there, and we cast them out, and sure enough, jumped the bear. And I only had 2 dogs with that bear the whole time. They tree him, but I'm assuming it's a young bear, and I'm just not used to not getting close to dogs where I hunt at. Our blocks generally are. At the most about 1/4 mile deep. Well, these dogs here, they was 4 or 5 miles. And I can't get a dog, to help them dogs out to keep that bear up in the tree or keep him on the ground, whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
And, so I'm taking off walking in there with 3 or 4 dogs trying to get them dogs help. And they're trying to listen for dogs over 2 or 3 miles away, treeing. And it was rough. And, it's a whole different environment. Up and down hills, I'm telling you, it'll wear you out. And the,
That's one of the other reasons that you wound up with the dog.
yeah.
Is that
So,
she was getting.
well, Josh never, at the time I was up there, Josh wasn't hunting dog. And
Okay.
so the second day we hunted, it was about the same scenario. I decided I'm going to take, everywhere I went, I was going to take some pack dogs. We call them fight dogs, dogs jump. They trail and jump. We send the fight dogs in there. We're going to keep him contained. We're going to keep him right there. They're going to put teeth in him and fight him and keep him treed or bayed, one or two.
Mm-hmm.
And they just don't get the nose of trail. Well, the next day we fought and bayed bear and we caught hogs. We was all over the place the next day. And we ended up deciding to leave the town. And me and Josh had lure to make puppies. And I told Josh, I said, hey, I'm going to leave this puppy here with you. You get him started. And I said, he showed me that little Oakley dog at the time. She got bear caught real bad on the front left leg, and he had a rod put in it, and it had to be wired shut. And she had a bad leg, and like I said, Josh was still hunting the dog, probably 3 or 4 months till then, and she was just getting where she was getting,
way them heels and stuff.
Way behind. She was getting way behind on them bear races. Not that she wasn't still striking bear and chasing bear.
Yeah,
she just getting way. Yep, she was getting way behind, and he's having to go in there and get her to where I hunt at. The blocks, flat land. I mean, most of our blocks are 1/4 mile, and she's still burning that up right now.
You could go 500 yards in Tennessee and walk almost 2 miles, just the elevation change.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that if you got a badass dog, you take it to Tennessee and you see what you got. I know we said that many times, but you think you got something, hunt in Tennessee or North Carolina mountains, the mountains, and see if you got something.
I will say, I am not upset with the way the dogs did from South Georgia and Tennessee.
Yeah, what'd y'all catch up there?
We caught a hell of a hog up there with like 4.5 freaking inch teeth. We caught a hell of a boar hog. And we treat bear too. I mean, we treat bear up there, but the problem was I wasn't used to Tennessee. And I think I messed the dogs up more than the dogs messed me up. I just couldn't. I wasn't aware of how it went down. Did the best I could, but hell, my fat ass couldn't keep up with the dogs. I'm not no mountain man. I promise you that. Mr. Andy's a mountain man.
Yes.
Yeah, he'll walk you to death.
Bad about that.
No, we did the same. We went up there with Andy, and after an hour, I was making up questions. I was like, "Hey, Andy," and then finally he just kind of stopped. He said, "You need to take a break." I said, "Yeah, it probably wouldn't hurt because it was 20-something degrees and steam was rolling, and I'm stripped down to nothing. And like Andy ain't even breathing or sweating or nothing. So he's talking about catching a big hog. You got pretty good sized hogs where you at. But like I said, they're different than the mountain hogs. Now, what about them bears? Florida bear? I would think that they were going to be little.
Well, Florida, you can't run bear in Florida, so we're doing South Georgia.
Georgia.
Right on the Florida-Georgia line.
Honestly, Florida opened up a season and it shut it down like 3 days, right? Or something like that.
Back in I don't quote
me
on
like
this,
15 or
but
16.
like 15 or 16. They did it, and they filled so many tags, they closed it by the end of the day. It was closed.
Yeah.
And that was without dogs. That was just still hunting.
Yeah. Now, what were you saying a while ago, Nate, when you was talking about getting the dog from standard? That was basically what we were.
All I was asking was it's like, how'd you get the dog? Did he give it to you? Did he sell it to you? And my biggest thing was like, does Josh Standard usually give dogs away? And I know I've been giving dogs, some other dog men. I know how much that meant to me. So my question was, what do you feel like it meant that Josh was like, here, you can have my dog because I can't use it?
Well,
whereas typically, from what I understand about Josh, he ain't gonna keep something that ain't working for him. He ain't just gonna give it to somebody else.
That was about it.
You about made that decision.
Yeah.
Like I said, she's a jam up dog for him, and he couldn't hunt her because, like I said, she go in there and might lay up 8 miles on that race.
Yeah.
8 miles in the mountains, Bubba, it's not fun. You know?
We got a lot of hills.
Yep.
And I always used to tell people that it's like, it might be 600 yards on the Garmin, but it's going to take you an hour and a half to get over there. And it's not because you're having to crawl through a lot of thick stuff. You got to go up and down and all that, or go around, find a road. But then when we went up there, it was like, this is a whole nother world.
Dude, I never had to use a long, I'm talking about when I say long range, take the long range I got. That's already the tall as Nathan.
That's the Abu Garcia right there. Good.
Hey, brother.
Hey,
You son, we rocking that.
take it off the Garmin and hook up that one that hooks up with a little antenna and stick on top of the magnet on your truck. Mm-hmm. You got to run it the whole time because these jokers here are out
and you got to be in
pocket.
4-wheel drive on the paved road.
Yeah, they're out of pocket. And
It was
and when I say out of pocket, you're talking about dogs that can't hear dogs. I mean, they're that far off.
Stroll.
Now what's the biggest bear y'all got out with dogs? And
Last year we
South
killed a 457.
Holy shit!
457.
I probably would have just barred it and let it go.
That's about as big as Rodney.
We shot him about 5 yards away.
I'd have barred that thing and let him go.
How big
Cody.
was his nuts? So that's the
It's
question.
about as big as yours, Ronnie. Bell.
No way.
Hey,
No.
there we go.
Y'all take that in consideration. There's Ronnie Bell size. Take that for what it's worth.
Some gun
Oh,
field
most
is
knuckle.
250 then.
He's smoking cantaloupe.
And so, like, is that the biggest bear that you killed to date, or is that just the biggest y'all got last year, or what?
Buck Dial tagged him. Buck. So we sitting there, like I said, in that thick stuff. And anybody reaches out, I don't post none of our bear videos because it gets a little crazy sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody reaches out, I can shoot it to them. But anyhow, it was dark, and I was gonna say it wasn't dark outside, but you get in that thick stuff, it's dark in there. You can't see nothing. That bear's black. So I crawled in there, and I could tell it was a bear. He had a brown muzzle, but I couldn't tell how big the bear was. Like I said, you had a flashlight in them gallbear. It's daylight outside, but it's so thick you can't see inside that thick stuff.
Man, that is
So
thick.
it's
I
that thick.
really didn't realize
Yeah,
it was
it's
that
so
thick.
thick. Sometimes you don't know if you got a bear or hawk, baby. Yeah, that's
You
and,
just see shit moving. Just the
well,
brush moving.
you can see the red on the collar blinking.
Well,
That's
we
about
get
what I
in
see.
some stuff that, it's thick, and it is hard for us to distinguish at times,
Yeah.
but, like, not when you're crawling in there. We get in there like that, we know what
Yeah.
we got, so it's not that thick.
And it
Not like
rained.
y'all
It
got.
rained all morning.
Keep putting my arm
Like I
right
said,
there.
it rained all morning, and we found an impression in the ground that morning, and that impression was
that's a
full of
track.
water. Yeah, it's a track, but it was just an impression.
We gotta get these guys out here listening to us, so
And,
we gotta make sure they know.
That's a trap.
It was full of water, and like I said, we didn't know if we was gonna be able to jump it or not. And Mr. Buck Dial, he put his dogs out on it, and it trailed. Went about 200 yards. And they sat down hammering, and we cast a few more in there, and they sat down hammering. He called me around there, and we only had a handful of us there that day. Hell, it was 90% chance of rain that day, and I crawled in there. I crawled in that thick stuff, and I seen it was a bear. Told him it was a bear. We come out, and we're trying to break our way in there. When I say it's thick, I mean you got to break a trail to even get into to the bear. You got to actually break a trail just to walk. And we get about I ain't no lie, 15, 20 yards. The bear came to us, and we stepped back. When the old bear stuck his head in the hole, Buck shot first, and old bear dropped down, got back up. I shot, and then Buck shot behind me, and the bear was done. And I didn't realize how big he was at the time. He all the dogs came up there, that's chewing on him, and seeing how big he was. Me and Buck high-fiving. Buck like, he stuck his head in the wrong goddamn hole today, didn't he, boy? we high-fived,
Ryan,
we laughing.
that's his ass.
That's his ass, Bubba. And I said, hey, hold on, Mr. Buck. I said, we ain't got much help. I said, let me go get a buggy. I said, I can drive my buggy all in here. We'll tote dogs out in that buggy. And we get all the way out there, buggy, and I pull back down there, and they're all hooting and hollering, raising a little more cane than we usually do, which is a lot. And I said, what y'all so excited for? And said, we killed Hair Lip, and we had a bear they've been after. I've only been in the club about 4 years at the time, and they killed a bear they've been after about 15, 16 years. And
Dang.
I might be exaggerating there. It might be like 13, 12 years, but I'm going to say 14. Probably pushing 14 years they've been after that
He's a
bear.
rough bear. He claims some dogs. Right?
Well, we hunt right there next to the Florida-Georgia line, and he always come bear seeing, he'd slip across the line and go back to Florida. And just this particular day, he decided to stay in Georgia today, and he got his ass busted.
There you go.
And he ended up going, like I said, 457. So he's a good bear. But we bait him on the dirt. All them plot dogs there, Ryan, Rankin.
Sloppy plot.
And sloppy dog,
So
tight
when
dog.
you're in there like that with that tight, like guys that run the hog dogs, a lot of us, we're using a knife.
Mm-hmm.
That situation there, it ain't gonna do you no damn good.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to, it's
Naturally, they treat
even more-
right. Naturally, they treat, but down there it's different.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So in that position, it's like your level went up another level just because of the terrain and the application that you got to do right there. Because I mean, like I said, if you got one that's treed, you get back here, take your time, knock him out.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're in there like that, like you said, you busting here and then the other guys over here shooting it. Man, you got to know your shit. You got to pay attention. You got to be safe. You got to be careful.
Yeah, you gotta be aware of your surroundings. You could easily shoot a dog. I know I've seen dogs get killed before, get shot, running a bear.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's dark in there. I mean,
Well, and that's the reality of it, though. It's because it's like that's the part nobody ever tries to do it. Shit happens, and every time it's an accident. But you know, nobody ever wants to talk about that part. They don't want to talk. You hear other people, and there's other podcasts that deal with hunts and hunting dogs and stuff, and they don't get into the nitty gritty part. We try to a little bit, but it gets. To that point,
it gets real.
It's real, and it's what happened. It needs to be said. Yep. You know, people need to know. It's not just a fairy tale. It don't just work out every time.
Yeah, you had dogs get got. You shot or known people that shot bears at a tree and fall on a dog.
Oh yeah, If you don't tie them back, them bears gonna get up and they're probably gonna walk if you don't hit them in the head. I mean, shoot. And the bear's brain. If you ever, done a skull mount on a bear. You'd understand the brain's pretty small, but there's so much meat on the back of that head to make their head so big. I mean, the head's the size of a bowling ball, but the brain's about the size of an orange.
It's like Carter.
Hey! Just like Carter. His head just ain't quite that big.
I got a big head.
Neither is that brain.
A big segment. That's how it's going to be.
But
I'm the smartest son of a bitch here.
Yeah, I mean, you got. I mean, we typically try to say hit them in the ear, shoot them in the ear hole. But I shot a bear up his nose and it come out, the back of his head. And I never hit the brain. He got down in the dirt, and you would never thought he got hit. He's just as green.
Wow.
Yep, and just fight.
What's your weapon of choice preferred?
I mean, if they're in the tree, 45, 70. If they're on the dirt, you want to use like a 45 or a 30-30, because you don't want. What the bad thing is when they're on the dirt, you don't
30-30.
You don't want a bullet to go through the bear and come out and hit a dog on the other side.
Yeah, I got you.
Now 45 70 is probably gonna go straight through.
Mm-hmm.
But most times if they're in the tree, you hit that 45 70, they're not alive when they hit the dirt. But there's been bad shots here and there.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Carter can't.
Who, me?
I've seen him shoot a few times. They usually walk off the side of the road.
Now, Cody.
Well, time out now. You ain't never seen me shoot my gun, have you?
Yeah, I'm just joking.
I promise you, I'll
you
kill
got
one.
him fired up now.
He got one dead.
Struck, nerves.
I need another beer for this dog.
Now, Cody, I've been curious thinking about this. I've asked him on the other podcast. What is your biggest pet peeve when hunting with dogs?
There's like
anything. Mine was people not being quiet when they're starting to bay up.
Sitting at my damn feet. Like I said, I run dogs that mostly rig. They rig and I kick them out. And they come back and sit at my feet and I got dogs going off. I can't stand that now. Yeah, because I know that he's right here. Or that track's hot enough. They rigged that track.
How many you turn out every time?
I agree.
2 to 3.
2 to 3. Okay.
2 to 3.
And I can see that too, because that makes us mad. Like we went down there hunting one time, and I don't know if it's like the barometric pressures or stuff or anything like that. Like you can't pick up. Some dogs like different nights that pick up better than like the thing that kills you is these self cameras. What makes you think your dog suck bad is when you got a cell camera, you get on a hot spot, and all of a sudden your dog act like there was nothing there. Oh my God, that drives me nuts too. That's another pet peeve. I just thought about that. That drives me nuts too.
Cody, you still wanting a beer?
Be ready to call.
Are you still wanting a beer, Cody? Your best okay, well, your best helper said she would get you one.
Imagine that.
What?
Well, enough about me. I mean,
that's why you're on here, cuz
this is a trick. Because I knew I wasn't gonna get you.
Cody, go.
Well, I got you here
and I don't want y'all to get all fired up. Cody breed plot dogs, cur dog.
We ain't gonna hold that against you.
I'm first and foremost.
In there.
Well, I got Kimmer dogs. I've hunted Kimmer dogs. I've seen some damn fine ones, and I'm still, I like a Kimmer dog, 100%. And that's actually that's what I'm shooting for. But I want a bigger dog. I am. And,
you want that like that Bama?
Well, that Bama dog got some legs behind him. If I can make all my dogs feel like him, you won't want to hear me say a word.
Now that guy there, he's got great dogs, and there's another guy that I know. He
Johnny Bootlegger,
and he goes and bear hunts, and he takes his and throws them in the pack. I think it's in West Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. His name's Caleb Smith. He's a local guy to us. He's got some fine dogs. I mean, like I said, I've never really hunted with his dogs or anything, but from what I know in the history of it, his dogs are phenomenal. Like I said, he travels around and he does a good job. And I think that Sage dog that Jeremy's got over there came from him.
Okay.
So like they all, it's the bigger game style, I guess you'd say, or whatever.
Yeah.
There's some good ones now. I've seen some nice
And the thing about me is
That's why we
I can't own. Our bear season's 12 days out the year.
You can't just have bear.
I don't want to own enough dogs to put a bear in a tree or run a bear for 12 days out the year. I want to own enough where I can do it year round. And to me, if I'm leaving a dog in the pen when I go to the woods, that's reps he's not getting. It's almost like a football player. If he's sitting on the bench, that's reps he's missing. And
it's hard when you have a breeding program and you got dogs as purpose in this program and you don't get to hunt them as much. Like you said, it's frustrating as well.
And I've made enough friends now where I feel like I've got enough buddies now that actually are houndsmen. Or I ain't gonna call my. I don't feel like I've got the privilege to call myself a houndsman yet. I'm a wannabe at least.
I would say you're there.
But
if you ain't, you sure on the right road.
I'd call my. I don't think I got a privilege, but I got enough buddies around me now where I can send them dogs and they can hunt them like I would hunt them, and we can figure out where we're at. Where I can do some breedings and
you can network it.
Yeah, and figure out what I've got. Yeah, figure out what I've got going on. Because like I said, I ain't breeding no bullshit anyways.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna do that, you get with Kevin Brooks.
I want to send a damn thing to Kevin Brooks.
Look at Kevin Brooks sliding around here like
don't run out, Kevin.
Look at him dipping out.
Get over here.
Come on.
He got my spot. I'm talking about.
Come on.
Well, remember what you told? I heard a podcast with you a while back. You said, I ain't saying nothing to Cody Godwin. He might be freaking baying water buffalo. Well, Kevin Brooks bays? A bunch of damn cattle. I ain't sending nothing to Kevin Brooks. He got him a cow, dog.
Yeah.
All right, get in here.
I said something to Cody. Some of them water buffaloes or something. Get over by that microphone. We're trying to get Kevin Brooks.
You saw him be baying water buffalo, so.
Well, Cody.
We did bay water buffalo. Go ahead, tell us about it.
My thing is this. When we leave the house, we trying to catch meat, son. If I catch one cow that weighs 2,000 pounds, it takes you how many 200-pound bow hogs to catch me, son?
I ain't very good at math, but I say a lot.
Exactly what I say. So, y'all boys got to catch up. Tighten your ass up.
Tighten it up. There we go.
At least he's honest about it.
That's right.
He said T-bones and ribeyes taste better than that damn boar.
I agree with that myself.
Lord mercy.
But like I said, I probably catch some flack on them Walker dogs. I ain't got nothing against that Walker dog at all, but I just feel like I can make it. I've seen more better dog. I said I ain't gonna say a better dog. More heart,
better for you.
More heart, and where we hunt at. You want to fight all damn day. I'm talking about like game. You want to call a game dog in the hound breed? You go find a good plot dog. There are not many of them out there no more. Like I said, you got to find an actual houndsman that's got them. Them old men that won't talk to nobody, they got them, and they gonna sit there. You gotta fidget with them and get them, but they got them.
Just prove your worth that they know they're going to send you something and you're going to do.
Because I've seen them. I've seen them suckers come out. And them bear, I'm talking about broken legs. They there all damn day.
Really?
And so you don't want that for a hog dog now. But that's why I say I'm trying to mix that cur dog breed and to do it all. That's my end goal. I said breeding that cur dog, or I can do both, so I don't have to own 25 dogs.
If you can do
or 75 dogs like Joey.
If you can do both, it's good. You know what I'm saying? Consistently. If you can do the bear and the hogs with the same dogs and like say, well, these are better bear or these are better for hogs. If you can do it where it's on a level playing field, you got it.
Well, like I said, I can tell you, the dog I bred up, I went back with a Dolan's breed. I bred him up. He don't like a bear. He is rough on a daggum hog. He will catch a hog out. He does not like a bear. He went to a bear, came straight back to me. The one I got that's got that Laurel Mountain blood to him, back to one of my cur. Hey, back to Kerry Brown's dog. Hey, he'll stick with a bear all day. Ran him in there 5-6 hours to fight a bear all day with him. But it's just you just gotta find them. You gotta cull them. They don't make it.
It's just so different. Like I said, the way that like we're used to hunting hogs, and when you're doing the bears like that, it's like I said, it's totally different. So I mean, my dogs would never work for that at all.
I mean that will. Like I said, And like, if I was just straight hog hunting, yeah, I'd probably go back some Julys. There ain't no doubt. I've seen some of the best dogs I've ever seen got some July in them, or if they're not completely July. But I'm trying to do a little bit more than just hog. I'm trying to do what I want to do, and please me, but I want to please them too. So
that's pretty sweet. Where you can try to get you a dog that'll do both.
Yeah,
you got the where you can hunt and stuff. You can do both.
Yep.
That's what I said.
That's
It'd be
sweet.
different. I'd probably be like you if we had it to where we had the opportunity.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've been talking about it this past year. I was like, I'm like that close to having 77 dogs and getting me two dogs out of the tree of bear a little bit. You know?
And somebody probably listen to this right here and say, Cody, why don't you just go get some camera curves? And I'm pretty like, you know what? You're probably freaking right. But why? It would not be quite as fun. It wouldn't be near as fun to just go get a bunch of camera curves and do it. Because you know what? They can do it. I've seen them do it. Mm-hmm. Them dogs are multitask dogs, and they will sit there. But until you come to Fargo and you fight one for 10 hours, we'll talk after that.
Yeah, I'd be. Like I said, it seems like it's a long damn time, but I've never been in that situation.
Hey, it's a long damn time, but it is a good
say
time.
It'd be a good
every
time
you go.
I guess I'll have to get down there and get me a headlight and crawl through them gallberries.
It ain't fun, I
I'll
promise
take
you.
old Fred down there with us.
Yeah,
like I said,
Nate's got that golden Kimmer, half English, what I call him, part hound dog.
You think you like it, and you find out once it's over with, you didn't like it quite as much as Cody did.
So are there briars in these gallberries?
Oh, so we had a boy come from Kentucky this past year hog hunting with us, and we was on the way to a tree, and we got there, and he finally looked at me and said, Mr. Cody, he said, what are these damn vines that got these rooster spurs on them?
Rooster spurs.
I said, a rooster spur? He said, yeah, this big old black vine here has got a daggone spur hanging out about 2 inches. I said, that's a wait a minute vine. If it gets a hold of you, you're going to be wait a minute to get it out your ass.
There you go.
That's part of it. That's all we got down there. And everybody, we talk about gallberries being that gallberries ain't a damn thing. I'd rather bay a hog than gallberries any day of the week. You bay one of them bad pond heads that timber company done freaking cut and it's done grown up, you in some shit then.
Man.
You in that shit. As my buddy Kevin Brooks says, you in that shit.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty similar.
Hey, I don't want to go in there because you're going to be in that shit.
Because about 3 to 5 years after they cut, clear cut, if they don't replant it, you get a bunch of volunteer pines.
Yep.
And those pine trees will be 6 foot tall and they'll be briars to the fucking top. And it's grown over with morning glory, briars.
I played
And
some in South Alabama that one time.
We couldn't even bust through it.
No,
Well,
we tried
you take
for 20
that
minutes
there,
to go 10 yards.
Take that there and add about chest deep water.
Oh,
and then you
Lord.
got Fargo.
Wow.
Add about chest deep water and then you got it. I mean, you get in there and it's daylight outside, it's 95 degrees, you get in there and it is dark. And now you're crawling in briars and you're swimming. You got Fargo. Welcome to Fargo.
I'm coming to Fargo.
It's the best hunt you're gonna find.
No, I'm saying
It is.
that's
We got
that's
to
what
know.
I do like
We
I
got
said,
to know.
I might not love it by
Yeah.
no means,
But I got to know.
I'm going to come hunt with you.
I've hunted
as
many
with
places.
A dog man, a true dog man.
Yeah.
You might not call yourself that, but I'm
I don't
telling
think
you,
I
man,
got the reputation myself, but I appreciate it.
it's because they don't know you yet.
Well,
That's
working
how
on it.
some of them might not know you, but the ones that do, I promise you, they exactly. The ones
He's
that
a
know
dog
you,
man.
they know you're a dog.
I've met some dog men,
And
let me tell you.
And
And
I'll tell you
I
this
love
much.
to help y'all meet them because I've known some true dog men.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
I
this
love to
much
be
about
anything
Cody
like
Godwin. That joker will go to the ends of the earth for his dogs. And I think that's a qualifying factor of
Yes.
being a dog man. If you
Whatever
ain't
it
willing to,
takes.
whatever it takes. I seen this joker drag through the mountains for 3 days and hate every minute of it. But guess what?
We here to pull some hair above them.
We're gonna die with hair. And when Cody Godwin dies, he's gonna die with hair in his mouth.
Yeah, I believe that.
If it's got hair, I can catch it, ride it, or you fill in the blank.
That'll work right there.
That'll work right
Thanks to you start the 2 dogs now, mate.
Okay.
They're starting right now. They are?
Yeah. I appreciate it, y'all. I really do.
We're going to get your brother back on here together.
Yeah, we'll have to hit
That's
this
my
again.
old buddy. I've been helping him. I say helping him out. He's more helping me out. Honestly, he's a good youngin. I say youngin. He's only a couple years younger than me, but good guy.
I think you're a lot
How
when you're
old
just
are
wise
you?
beyond your years.
Me, 32.
32.
Yeah.
I thought you were still in your 20s. You doing good.
32.
Hell, you don't look 22.
I thought you were gonna tell me I look like 45.
I mean, if you give me enough money, I
This is
will.
what 32 looks
Hey,
like
wait
right
till he
here.
pulls that grinner out, boy.
There you go.
Hey, you shine any of them bears out of that tree with that grinner?
No, because they don't ever go up the tree. You gotta fight 'em.
Grinner.
He bites when they bite that son of a bitch,
Yeah.
having them teeth.
I seen him.
That's
take-
why y'all keep running July dogs.
I
Y'all
see-
get y'all.
I see-
y'all
I see-
actually gotta fight something for once in your life. You put them some bitches up.
Get him, son. Get him, son.
Hey, Uncle Pat.
Uncle Pat. Well, goddamn Cody Godwin's running down there on
I can tell.
all these goddamn Paul Menace.
Come on with it. You bring on your show. I won't say a damn. I'll buy you a drink.
There you go.
But until you do that,
Don't let Pat drink.
yeah, I'll drink with him.
No,
until he does
no,
that,
no. Don't let
nothing
It's
against
talking,
him.
ain't it?
I've seen Pat drink one time.
It was not a. It was,
I drank
It was the most
moonshine
fun.
with him
It was
in
the first time I
Louisiana.
met him, actually, at the Terrier trials about 8 years
oh,
ago.
you didn't see him at the. You didn't
Pat
see him
sent
at
a
the
dog
two
to
dogs?
me. Pat
No,
sent
this
me
is
a
after he
dog
got out of
to
jail.
Florida.
He was.
Crazy.
Pat had a good time.
Yeah.
Pat behaved himself. He didn't get in a fight or nothing.
Mm. No, he did.
I'm
pretty
gonna
good.
tell you, you ain't gonna see no Julys in the bear camp. They ain't gonna be there 10 hours.
That's why y'all don't catch enough game, boy.
Yeah. I ain't catching nothing.
I ain't gonna say that.
No,
No,
I
but you
quit.
show me one. I said there's a dog in every breed. You might have a Jack Terrier show me what I never believe.
I'll bring him.
You bring him.
I'll bring him.
Like I said, there's a dog in every breed. But if you want consistency, be there all day. To me,
Kim or Kurt, yeah.
to me, it's easier. It could be. I got one.
I don't look. I
I
don't
got
even
one.
have a Kim or Kurt. I'm
Like
just
a-
talking shit.
like a
I
little
got that
vanilla
Kurt.
Cocoa Puff come across the road, a
No,
bunch of
I
black
do.
dogs.
I do
That's
got a
understandable.
Kimmer. I got one from Johnny Martin. I got a baby Kimmer right now.
I thought you gave that dog to me.
Well, Nathan's got a baby Kimmer dog. from Johnny Martin
Hey,
right
don't
now.
worry. I've been working on Johnny hard. Don't think I
Hey,
ain't.
I'm gonna tell you when it comes time.
Don't think I
There
ain't.
ain't no warning. He'll say, "Hey, meet me in about 45 minutes. I got your dog." Bring
Because
this
when
month,
you
Mike."
talking to me now, it's just phase one. Come talk to me when phase 2 kicks in.
Now you talking.
And then when you want to really find out what's happening, call me about phase 3.
We're gonna go on downtown.
And we
Get to
gonna
work.
hey, then we call.
Thanks, sir.
Hey, you want to take them east dogs to the west? We drag ground hunting here. You want to put a cat up the tree?
Now you talking.
We talking about.
It's something I want to do bad. I want to put a bobcat up a tree bad.
We talking about worldwide.
You know anybody with bobcat
You're
dogs?
already worldwide.
Yes, I do.
Worldwide Godwin.
No,
We
sir,
need to
I'm
go.
right
We
here.
need to-
Worldwide grinner.
I have heard of
I've seen
two
him
old
shine
guys in
two coons
Alabama
out of
with
a
cat
tree
dogs,
with that
but I
grin.
ain't met them yet or got their
I believe it.
information.
That
It's
boy got a,
contagious.
that boy
It's
got a
contagious.
smile on him, son.
Yeah,
He'll
it's
get
contagious.
out
I
there and
smile.
just look at them.
Carter, it almost
No,
sounds like
for
he's
real.
jealous.
You
I
always
really
smile.
am. I'm jealous of his smile.
Just
I'm
can't get them
jealous of his
cheesers like
smile.
He's
I'm
always
jealous
had
of
them
his
haters.
dogs.
Hey, better
I'm
than
jealous of
frowning.
his kids. I ain't jealous of Mel.
You know what you need? You need a iHeart.
Hey, but I tell you, that
Hey,
little crazy B word right there. Hey,
That's the only
She's-
word that's
hey,
been bleeped
yep,
out. We
yep.
didn't even bleep it.
B word. She has put more hands on most grown men on hogs.
There you go.
Me and that one there, I've tied more rank hogs than most grown men have. I hate to tell them that.
That's what she told me a while ago. She said, he ain't going to say it, but I'm his best
Is
hand.
it time for the run? All right. Well, everybody's starting to fizzle out. We got the 2-dog going here at Abbeville. So this has been a pretty good little episode of Beer Time on the Tailgate. We brought it out of retirement.
Hey,
Yes, indeed.
Been a
beer
good one.
time's my favorite segment.
Yeah, we had to bring it back, you know.
We had. and
Are we all
to get
drunk?
Grinner Godwin on it.
Yeah.
Are we all
Grinner
drunk?
Godwin. Grinner Godwin.
You drunk, Dad? No,
Ladies
I
and
didn't
gentlemen,
think
it's
you were.
not Cody
I'm
Godwin.
drunk. Rodney,
It's
are you
Grinner
drunk?
Godwin.
I'm getting there. And it's
Carter
Grinner
drunk. All right, well,
Godwin.
mission accomplished. Everybody got drunk. I know Cody and
Yeah.
Ryan were at least
Special
feeling
thanks
good.
to Grinner Godwin.
That's it. Well, until the next one.
He's over there doing a 2-finger tequila with something. I don't know, with the door open, but he had to go, he said.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, until the next one, y'all. We'll catch y'all at the next tailgate.
Thank you.